Oftentimes, salespeople do things that repel buyers. In this episode, I'm going to tell you what those things are and what buyers actually want you to do that actually can help you to close more deals. Check it out. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast. I'm your host, Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist, and I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, we're going to talk about this idea, this thing that many salespeople do that buyers actually do not like. And I'm going to talk about what buyers actually want. So I'm going to go real quick and dive in. If this is your first time listening to our podcast, subscribe. Also, make sure to tell somebody else about this because we're dropping stuff that's going to help you to 3 to 5x your sales pipeline. I promise you that. Now, let's go back to this thing. What salespeople do? This is something we spend a lot of time on recently. Buyers do not trust salespeople. So when salespeople send out a lot of automated emails, automatically the trust factor decrease even more so. Salespeople also don't listen for the most part. Oftentimes sellers are selling things that are maybe they have a product line that they're in charge of or whatnot, and they're selling this to the buyer because they feel that the buyer needs this. But does the buyer really feel that they need it? When buyers talk, oftentimes salespeople are not listening. They're listening for the ways that they can pitch their product, not necessarily to the problem that the buyers have. And the list goes on. Now, why in the world am I bringing this stuff up? Because I've discovered recently what buyers really want. Let's go to the definition of selling. Selling, and I tell you this stuff from my experience, not only coaching and training individuals at different companies and working with teams, but I've done this as well. And I do this as well on a day-to-day basis where I prospect and I sell. So I'm giving you stuff that are real world experience. What I've come to realize is that sales is defined as persuade someone of the merit of. Persuade someone of the merit of. So I might persuade someone of the merit of my CRM, that the CRM is good. I'm trying to persuade you. All the while, go back to the things that I don't like about sellers. You're just continuing to validate that. You're pushing something on me that I don't need. I don't trust you. I don't know if this is going to benefit me and my organization. You're not even listening that I don't need a CRM. I'm focusing on hiring right now. And you're pushing why I should get your CRM. So the point is here, we are not necessarily trusting the salesperson or believing the salesperson have our best interest in mind. What do buyers really want? They don't want a CRM. They don't even want salespeople. What they want is somebody they want solutions to their problems. So if you go back and look at it, if it's a CRM, I may just want to find a better way to keep my team organized so that they can be able to, we can track forecasting better. That's probably the thing that I'm looking for the most. When it comes to salespeople, I'm probably just trying to figure out a way to help our organization scale. It may not even necessarily be the individual seller. So I need to listen to what you are trying to get across. But here's the caveat. Salespeople who are consultant by nature, who are seen as an authority figure in their niche, those salespeople who are industry, I call them industry guides or industry authority guides, buyers are willing to have conversations with them because they know that this person can teach them something that they don't already know. And that's the conclusion I've come to from the coaching, from the training, and from my own selling. Most of the buyers that my clients work with and that I work with, they're willing to take a conversation when they find that something is going, that when they have a genuine question or their curiosity was piqued because something was relevant to them, and they're looking to be taught how to solve a problem that they know they have, or two, that they didn't realize that they had, as opposed to pitching a product or a service. Sellers are selling while buyers are looking for education. Let me repeat that. Sellers are selling while buyers or potential buyers are looking for education. They're looking to be taught. they're craving to be taught. They're not looking to talk to another salesperson. And this is something that you can find in many different instances. Look how many emails are getting opened these days. How many people are answering the cold calls. I mean, we do this stuff and we do all these outreaches. However, when people recognize that someone has information that they don't necessarily have or points out something that they have not necessarily thought about relevant to them, those people become more interested and are more willing to be able to learn and willing to be able to take the insights. I'm pulling up my notes here because I really want to make sure that this part is articulated properly so you can best understand where I'm coming from with this. The idea, again, go back to this concept of versus teaching versus selling. So I want sellers to stop selling. I know for somebody who's in a sales game and who teaches people how to improve their selling skills, I'm doing something crazy, right? But I want you to stop trying to persuade people, but I want you to educate them. I want you to give training or information on a particular field. I want you to master your industry. If it's logistics, maybe it's the CRM space. Perhaps it's hiring. Perhaps it's contracting. Perhaps it's going to be staffing. Like whatever your industry is, I want you to be able to know about the problems that I have and to be that source that's going to help that can be that source of education. So when I do see your email, I'm saying, yeah, Donald knows what he's talking about. It sounds like this is relevant to me. And how do you go about doing this? You don't necessarily need to become an expert in your niche. You're already an expert more so than your buyers. All you really need to know is understand the problems that they face over and over, and be able to have solutions to those problems by bringing in some insights or foresights that they haven't thought about. So let me give you an example. Let's say shipping lanes. I love this one. Most of your clients maybe ship in North America right now, and they have some that have international. But you found out that one of your clients recently tried to go international. They're in the SMB, the medium sized space, and they haven't. And I talked to a gentleman about this the other day. So this kind of is tied really closely with the clients that we serve in the logistics space. But you want to pick up an international line, but you really just don't know all the nuances, all the terms, and what to do. So you've tried it and it just didn't work. However, we look at your competitors, people that we're reaching out to, and we see that of the five of you within that same class, so to speak, three of the five of you will have international line. You have the same size organizations. You're bringing in about roughly around the same amount of revenue, but one is a little bit ahead. The others are a little bit ahead because they're focusing on an international line that they're bringing in. Now, in that vein, we have figured out, and we probably had a conversation with them about those international lines if they're clients or maybe they're prospects. But I've done enough research that I've understood or spoken to them that they're seeing benefit from that. If I come to you with that foresight and I share with you what they're doing, how they're going about doing this, you will be more than willing to listen to me. I am not saying that I'm an expert. I just have insights and foresights because I am focusing on my niche, which is SMB companies in Florida that are doing that has freight and do not have and may have international shipping lines. That is who I'm focusing on. And now I can come back and say the clients that we work with that did go international, here are the reasons when I interview them or talk to them, these are the reasons why they didn't go international. If I can bring that to you now, it increases the odds of you listening to me as the industry guide, as the Sherpa, so to speak, that can help you to get increased revenue, which is relevant to you as the VP of sales. You see where I'm getting at with this? Or maybe somebody who's over operations. The point here is you want to be able to educate buyers. Buyers want to be educated. That's it. Buyers want to be educated. Please stop trying to persuade them on why your services are better, because they can find your cheaper service than your shipping, your logistic company. But educating them and being that Sherpa, being that industry know-how guide, that person that has authority in your space. And you don't necessarily need to be a well-known authority figure in your space. You just need to be perceived by the buyer, somebody who can answer and knows answers to problems that they're facing. That's the thing that buyers want. So here's my encouragement to you. Go look at your top 5 deals, the top 10 clients that you have in your organization. I'm giving you actionable stuff right now. The top 10 people in your customers, and go and see what's common and uncommon amongst those 10 customers. First off, why did they all do business with you? Go back into Salesforce or HubSpot or whatever CRM you use, and you can see what was the very first conversation. Why did they have interest in working with you? See, whoever worked that deal, you should be able to at least view it and see that. So now you can see what that main common problem, the main thing is, and see what's different amongst those organizations. The ones that you have, those top 10 clients in that niche, are there any of them doing something different than the others that they're not doing? And if you can come with that insight and foresight to the table, money in the bank. Go educate buyers and make great things happen for you. Listen, I want to help you and I want you to thrive and succeed. I know many of you have questions right now. How can you build pipeline? Should I build 3 to 5x my sales pipeline? The way I'm doing that is through educating people, straight up. I would love to share with you more about this and how we use LinkedIn at the top of our funnel. You can find out more about our LinkedIn program. Go to thesalesevangelist.com/LinkedIn. Thesalesevangelist.com/LinkedIn to be able to learn more about this program and how we can help you to 3 to 5x your sales pipeline by educating people what buyers want. As always, check out our sponsors. They have amazing offers that can help you. I want you to thrive and succeed. I want you to raise your level of thinking. I want you to go out, do big things, and make some money. See you on the next one.